Hello, everybody. This is Zach Said It Again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and I'm honored to be here with the new marketing manager of Millwald Theater, who also happens to be my neighbor and friend, Miss Lydia Showalter. Thank you, Lydia, for talking with me today.
Of course, Zach. I'm happy to be here.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We have a history outside of what we're going to talk about, do we not? I remember you when you were probably about 7 years old, playing a frog in a WCC play, and you were just the cutest thing I'd ever seen. And then fast forward a few years, and I'm bringing my daughter. I have my daughter on a walk, and she wants to stop and see the dogs and the cats that are in the neighborhood. I think Whiskers was alive at that point, and she would always want to come and see Whiskers because Whiskers was this very lovable orange cat. And you come out there, and the next thing I know, you two are around the house, the front porch, playing in the kayak. You and Bella just bonded immediately, and you all got into all kinds of things together. And you and Bella are still tight, and that means a great deal to me that you all have that bond.
Well, of course, and I do have wonderful, happy memories from those times as well, and we do enjoy you and your family coming over to the house and playing with the dogs. They enjoy every second of it.
Well, we're very fortunate to have you all as neighbors, and we thank you for all that you do for us and our animals and our family, and thank you for especially being kind to my little girl, and we appreciate you all very much. I'm especially grateful to you and your friendly and generous personality and your affinity for other people, which I am sure is one of the main reasons why you were chosen to be the Millwald marketing director. Can you tell me how acquiring that position came about for you?
Well, let's see. I started working with Teresa over at Puddles Wine Bar as the marketing manager over there in July. And a few months ago in November, Teresa mentioned that she had spoken to Donnie about how she has a great new marketing manager, and Donnie was looking for a marketing manager. So Teresa put in a good word for me, and then I filled out my application and had a great meeting with Donnie, and it just seemed like a great fit. And I'm really loving it here, and I'm enjoying the team, and it's just been a wonderful experience so far, giving back to the community in this way.
And I'm glad that you mentioned the team, because I don't know if you are young enough. You are very young, so I don't know if you are old enough, rather, to remember the Millwald growing up. But much of the team that you are a part of is around my age, and we grew up with the Millwalds. You know, to go to the Millwald was a family event, you know, that we could rent the Millwald for birthday parties. And so there was so many memories, you know, they would re-release the old Disney films, and so many childhood memories and memories of growing up connected to the Millwald. I don't know that you're old enough to have those, but with the team that you are a part of, who grew up and have such passion for the Millwald, what does it mean to be a part of such a dedicated team? It has to make your daily working experience much more enjoyable.
Oh, it does. It is such a joyful experience working here with such a great team. And I believe that all of our strong ties to the community, whether that's growing up here or just living here, brings the team a strong sense of motivation and energy to truly support the mission of here at the theater. And it's just a wonderful atmosphere and very community oriented. So all positive experiences here at the theater.
Do you understand, even though you're kind of a little bit past the original Millwald era, do you get from people that are my age, people that are maybe a generation ahead of you, how important the Millwald is to them and what it means to bring it back after 20 years? You know, do you get how important that is to people my age and older?
Yes, although I think that I was maybe 2 years old when it first originally closed down in 2003.
Right.
Or was it 2003 that it closed down?
Something like that, 2003, 2004. I graduated high school in 2003. I want to say it was 2004, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So around that time, I was very young.
You were just a baby.
Yeah, I was a baby. That's right. So I do not have very vivid memories of coming here, but it always makes me happy to listen to the individuals that grew up coming here or brought their families here talk about their experiences and their just the community and joy that the theater has brought them and their families. And so I do, even though I do not have that personal experience, that shared experience myself, I can see it through their words when they express those memories to me. And I do understand the importance of that and how it has shaped the way that this theater has kind of been revitalized and restored, and the energy around there as well in the community.
Okay. Now, we had a very significant thing happen in the history of the newest revitalization of the Millwald. You had a very special ribbon cutting to commemorate, I guess, the first year of Millwald with Chamber of Commerce. Can you tell me about that event, the significance of the ribbon cutting, and what that milestone means in particular for the Millwald?
Yes, of course. So we had an initial ribbon cutting before I believe the theater was truly put together and ready for the public. And so this ribbon cutting that we had about a year later was with the Chamber of Commerce to kind of officially recognize our membership in that organization, as well as kind of act as a rebirth of the theater a year later, and also a much more public event that allowed people to come into the theater and really enjoy the restored version of it. And a very community-oriented event. We had catering from the Open Door Cafe, which was lovely. They did a wonderful job, and so we got to enjoy some catering on the stage after the initial ribbon. Now, it was definitely a very chilly day, so we didn't stay outside very long, but we were able to have the official cutting of the ribbon and a great video and photo, and then went on inside. And Donnie gave us a few words. The executive director, Donnie, expressed his gratitude for everyone in the community here, and then he gave a short tour to anyone that would be interested. And so with all of those factors going into it, it was definitely a more immersive experience for the community to see kind of the reintroduction of the Millwald Theater into our town, and looking at what this rebirth and rebuild would mean to the community even a year later after it's already been here a year.
Right. Right. And would you consider, I mean, you haven't really been there long, but by what you can assess, would you consider this year to have been a successful year for the Millwald?
Of course, yes. So I just talked to my colleagues before I jumped on the call with you because I was not here. I got here this past November, so I do not have all those experiences as you, but we have brought over 10,000 people into the building since opening or restoring the theater last year. And we've had great community support, a great team, partnered with over a dozen local organizations. And I think they truly built a solid foundation at the Millwald Theater to expand on in the future and really set us up for success.
What do you think has been the biggest successful factor? Is it the movies that are brought in? Is it the live events? Is it the community events? What has been the crux of the success of the Millwald for the last year?
I would definitely say that it's a combination of all of those things. It's the diversity of all events that we are able to offer at the Millwald Theater, whether that's movies or community events coming in, being public, or live concerts and performances and comedy. So there's a lot of diversity going on, enjoying and celebrating that.
Mm-hmm. And anytime I've been to the Millwald, it has been a joyous occasion, whether it's to bring my family to see It's a Wonderful Life at Christmas time, or if usually I've not been to a live event yet. I am looking forward to going to see the Drifters when they will take the stage there in about 10 days. 50s rock and roll group that's always been a favorite of mine, way before you were even thought about, or even, I was even thought about, but love their music, and I'm looking forward to my first live event there. I went to when Chris Conte had the screening of the history of the George Wythe Hotel, which is now the Bowling Wilson Hotel. I went to that event, and that was very special. So anytime that I've been in the Millwald, either in its past history or now, has been a joyous occasion. And I think that everybody that comes through the Millwald has a good time. One of the greatest memories of my whole year in 2023 was that I only see my parents a couple times a year. They live in Myrtle Beach. And the fact that I got to, after a lifetime of my parents treating me to movies there, I got to take them to see a movie there, and it was the old Batman, the 1989 Batman, which I'm pretty sure, that the three of us probably saw in its original run in 1989 at the Millwald. So, it was very exciting to bring them back. It was very much a full circle moment, something I'll certainly never forget. So I think that's what the Millwald is about, is creating these memories and making history not only in our community, but within the individual lives of the people who take part in things at the Millwald.
Well, that is a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing that with me, Zach. That is the kind of stories that makes working here so special, and just really speaks to the community impact of the Millwald Theater. So I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Now, we know that there are a lot of exciting things already being planned throughout the spring, both on the movie screen and in live events. Do you have any insight to things maybe that we don't know about yet that might be coming to the Millwald?
On March 30th, we have our Tay Tay dance party with DJ Swifty, which is a very national recognized event here in the United States, with lots of excitement around it. And so we're very excited for that event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully bring in some younger individuals to the theater as well, and get them building those memories that you all hold so dearly to your heart.
Bella loves Taylor Swift. Emily and I cannot stand her, so I'm gonna just I'm gonna mute this part of the podcast so that Bella doesn't hear that a Taylor Swift thing. No, she's a big Swiftie fan, and that would be a lot of fun for her.
Good. Me and her have that in common. Well, you should bring her. It'll be lots of fun. And we also have a silent disco, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Zach, have you heard of a silent disco? Now, I
don't know what a silent disco is. Do explain that to me.
Okay, so basically there's DJs, and they are kind of competing for your attention, but in like a way that, so like you're wearing headphones, and so everyone has their headphones, and there's different channels that those headphones go to, and so you get to, it's like a silent experience if you're looking on from the outside in, but if you're experiencing it in the moment with the silent disco, then you get to enjoy all of these awesome like dancing and singing with your friends, and just a very community event, lots of energy, lots of excitement around that.
That is February 24th that is happening, a Saturday. But it's interesting that you said that we've got some old movies coming up. You mentioned Little Women, which is a family favorite of ours, and I'm sure we'll be coming to that. The Titanic should be a big event. That's a big 3.5, 4-hour movie. Is there going to be an intermission of sorts, or is it just going to be straight through?
Straight through.
Straight through, 3.5, 4 hours. All right. And it really, considering, that the length, it does go by fast. Oh, yes. It's a great film. So it's easy to really get caught up in it and enjoy it. I originally saw that in its 1997 run at the drive-in in Rural Retreat, the old Highland Drive-In in Rural Retreat. Oh, that's amazing! Yeah, that's such a great drive-in. In 1997, yeah, we miss it very much. It was, you knew if we were going to a retreat, we were going to a movie at the drive-in, and that was always very exciting. But it struck me funny that you said we've got some old movies coming up like The Notebook, even though that movie probably is 20 years old or approaching 20 years old. It's still a new movie, in my opinion. When you say old movies, I'm thinking black and white, or at least the black and white era. But yeah, it's an older movie to me, but maybe not to others. Well, it's just an acknowledgement to how fast time truly passes. And the older you get, the faster you will notice it going. Because it does. 20 years flies by in no time at all. But I'm grateful that some of the classic films are coming to the Millwald. That's what I always dreamed. When the Millwald sat empty for so many years, I thought if I had millions of dollars, I would reopen the Millwald and show old movies and make it look like an old movie theater from the 50s. And in a lot of ways, even though it has such a modern revitalization, they have the original tiles from 1927, or at least making them look like that. If you're looking up, you're seeing the same view that somebody would have seen in 1928. And that nostalgia part of what they have done is really a dream come true for me, and I'm very grateful to all the people and all the work that they've done. Have to mention my small part in this. I was a member of. I was the chairman of the Wytheville-Wythe-Bland, which is the organization that is responsible for buying back the Millwald Theater.
Oh, I did not know that.
From the previous owners. So my signature is somewhere on the deed of the Millwald.
That's cool, Zach.
So that is a huge honor for me, and means so much, and that I'm a very minute part of the Millwald history. But the Millwald is one of my favorite places. I'm always happy to promote it, and I'm very happy that in doing so I get to talk to one of my favorite little neighbors. So thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Lydia.
Of course, Zach. I really enjoyed speaking with you. It's been wonderful, and of course, we're looking forward to it warming up in the spring, and Bella and you all can come back over and play with the dog.
Yes, yes.
Cold.
Give our special love to Gracie and Addie. Our girls have a special place in our hearts, and Miss Sophie is looking forward to seeing her friend Sugar.
Oh, good.
Again, they're fellow Bashan, so they like to get together and talk about growing old together.
They do. They're close to the same age.
Yes, that's right. Sophie will be 13 in February, which is next month. Wow. That is. See what I'm telling you. Time passes quickly, but it's been a great pleasure to talk to you, as it always is. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to cover for the Millwald?
Oh yes. Well, we actually just released a package option called the Millwald Movie Pass, and it's you pay a one-time fee for the year of $120, and you get access to all the movies that we present here at the theater. And we're going to have all the holiday movies, of course, coming next year, and we have movies during the individual months, which are all very exciting. So we'll have to just shout the word from the rooftop that all that excitement is coming to Millwald.
Yeah, that movie pass is an excellent idea, and it'd be something that, if you're interested in the classic movies and the holiday movies like I am, that would be very beneficial. And if you were able to get to all of them, it would pay for itself very quickly.
Yes, it would.
You are the marketing manager. So as the marketing manager, what are your plans for optimal success for the Millwald in 2024?
Well, definitely looking towards creating a greater partnerships with businesses and corporations in the community, and working towards building those relationships. I think it's going to be very pivotal to the ability for the Millwald to exceed and expand. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and we're already building some great connections already. So it's been wonderful, and I believe just expanding the ability for this place to be a programming point as well, because we have all this amazing space downstairs that needs to be used and needs to be more a part of the community. So working on marketing that as well, and bringing in more people in that way, and kind of bringing in different people around the region, like farther out than Wythe County, because I believe that will help the tourism and hospitality industries here as well, and bringing more people to Wytheville and getting them excited and having a positive experience so they come back and stay in Wytheville again.
Excellent, because you have the Bowling Wilson Hotel across the street. you have these restaurants that are coming up and hopefully can stay in downtown Wytheville, because it seems like businesses come and go so fast in downtown because the corporate, the chains kind of take business away, but hoping to restore that and have something that will last. And the Millwald is one of the crown jewels of Wytheville, no question. And I'm sure it will continue to be. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to talking with you again, hopefully.
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks, Zach. Thank you so much for having me.